Hey everybody, this is Jason Marnocha reporting in. You may know me as the voice of, let's do some anime. Coach Nanbu from Megalobox, Keicho Nijimura from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the Demon King from Seven Deadly Sins, Orochi the Monster King from One Punch Man, that's it. Video games, you may know me as Cortifex the Deathless from Call of Duty Vanguard Zombies, or Omen from Valorant. But I'm sure that most of you know me as the voice of Megatron from the War For Cybertron trilogy and the Prime Wars trilogy. You're watching In Conversation with Amber the Fangirl ATF.
Hi guys, Amber here. Welcome back to In Conversation with ATF. My guest is a voice actor from Indiana. Is that a state or is that the place?
Yeah, it's a state in the very middle of this
okay.
this country here.
Okay,
yeah.
I see. Well, my voice actor is the voice of Mr. Putu in The Beach Buds. Did I pronounce Putu right?
You did, yep,
Putu?
Mr. Putu.
Cool. Megatron and Galvatron in Transformers War For Cybertron. That's the Netflix series, not the video game series. Tea-Night Cookie in Cookie Run Kingdom. Megatron in Transformers Titans Return and Transformers Combiner Wars. And my guest has voiced a lot of characters in anime as well. My guest is Jason Marnocha. Welcome.
Hi.
Hi.
Glad to be here.
Cool. And I got your name right. I know you told
me
before, but but, so how are you, Jason?
I'm doing okay. All things considered, pandemic stuff aside and all that, I'm doing all right. I'm sitting here in the booth having a delightful conversation. I've got my cat next to me, so I'm doing okay.
Oh, what did you say her name was again?
Her name's Hecate.
Hecate, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is she camera shy or?
She has a little spot off camera over here. She doesn't, so she's curled up sleeping. She's not super camera shy, but she also doesn't really love to be held. She likes to cuddle, but she doesn't always like to be held.
Aww.
I think the way I usually think of it, she is that she's claustrophobic because she doesn't like to be held, but she'll get up on my arm like a parrot and sit there. So I think she just likes to be free.
Oh, I take it you're a cat lover then.
I am. Yeah, I'm a cat lover. I'm a cat person. Yeah, we got her. She's our little quarantine cat. We got her just at the start of the pandemic. So, yeah.
Oh, what a sweet little cat.
As a little kitten.
Yeah. I don't know what she looks like, but Jason told me she's a black cat. So,
I might pull her up at some point and be like, "Look, it's my cat. Yeah, behold."
Bazooka cat.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, that was a weird way to hold, but I suppose that's how you hold the cat, with the support the back end, and then
Yeah. I have a dog.
Oh yeah, what kind of dog?
A Shih Tzu.
Shih Tzus are wonderful. What's your dog's name?
Benji.
Benji.
I love him dearly. I have to find a photo of him while I.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to ask you, Jason, how did you get into voice acting?
Well, I got into voice acting, frankly, because I had initially been doing, theater stuff through high school and then a bit into college and whatnot. Although my initial focus in college was actually screenwriting. But I basically was, I figured it out because ever since I was a little kid, I used to do, impressions on a little micro cassette recorder and whatnot. I would actually like record bits from a show and then like dub my own voice in for a certain character and things like that. So I like to play with my voice and whatever. So when I eventually learned in high school and college that it was a viable way to do acting, it was kind of an eye-opener. And the fact that like a lot of it came down to was, oh my God, I don't have to memorize scripts anymore. I can just read it off the page and just do it that way. That's awesome, because memorizing scripts can be really annoying. So that was a big part of it, was that, hey, I don't have to, hit my marks and spend time getting, fit for a costume and wear stage makeup under hot lights all the time and do the, or wait for the director to get on set or anything. Like, it's just, you get to go in, be a character that you might not normally get cast for based on how you look or how you sound or how old you are or whatever. You can play anything just by using your voice. So that was, I guess, one of the big draws for me. And, growing up loving cartoons, that helped too.
Unfortunately, we have to deal with the script reading all the time. I do a performing arts course at college and it mainly specializes in theatre acting. So we have to learn our lines and perform them. But I would like to.
Part of me does miss the theatre, I will say. Part of me does miss it,
Really?
Yeah, part of me does miss it, but not enough to want to switch professions.
May I just quickly point out, I've seen a few photos of you online, and I've got to
Mm.
say, you look like Frank Tadaro a little
Yeah,
bit.
Frank and I have, yeah, we have
The
very
handlebar
similar.
mustache, the glasses.
Oh yeah. When we first met, when we were recording Combiner Wars, we first met. We were both recording in the same studio that day, and yeah, we were sort of delighted that we were like, oh, clearly we all sort of have the same kind of sensibilities. We wear a bunch of rings, we wear dark glasses, we have dark beards and things like that. And he has much longer hair now at this point, but yep,
Yeah.
it's true though. Yeah, we look very similar, brothers in arms.
Yeah, because of Megatron and Starscream, so
Yes, exactly.
I love your Megatron voice. It's just as good
Thank
as
you.
Frank Walker's.
Thank you. That means a lot.
You're welcome. Speaking of up there in the ranks, have you met
Mm.
Frank before?
I have not met Frank Welker before. No, I haven't had the pleasure. I'd love to, but I've never gotten the chance. No.
Have you met Peter Cullen before? I know you've worked on the Transformers, like the Combine Wars and
No, never got to meet him either. It was one of those things where the unfortunate thing about voiceover is so much of it is you because of scheduling and whatnot, everyone is recorded individually and you just don't have those big group sessions anymore. So unfortunately I didn't get a chance to meet Peter, but I'd certainly love to. I understand that he holds court, as it were, at one of the places nearby here in Burbank. But
oh, that's cool.
yeah. So I'm just gonna have to sneak over there sometime and just be like, hey, Mr. Cullen, hi.
Yeah, just like you just bang on the door. He's just like, are you there?
Let me in. Yeah, pretty much.
Oh man. Oh, Jason, I've only been talking to you for, I don't know, my mind's gone blank, I can't really count, but 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Amazing.
This is a delightful conversation. I'm having a good time.
Yeah, I am as well, definitely. Oh, what's I gonna have a look at? Oh yeah. Have you met any of your castmates from the
Machinima. Yeah, the Prime Wars trilogy. Yeah. Let's
aside
see. Well,
from Frank.
Oh yeah, because let's see. Frank, certainly. Abby Trott, who was Windblade.
Abby Trott, she's brilliant.
She's a delight. Yeah, she's really great and just so good. Like she's great. Yeah, I mean at Comic-Con, at San Diego Comic-Con, sometimes we'll get like a whole bunch of the folks who are already there as guests or whatnot who worked on the show. We'll all just get together and have dinner and just hang out. So yeah, it's just kind of nice, nice to see everybody. So yeah, I've met most of the folks who were on the principal cast on that show. Lana McKissick, who was a delight. She was the Mistress of Flame. Ben Pronsky, who was Rodimus Prime in the first show, and
then it was Judd Nelson, wasn't it?
Yeah, then we had Judd Nelson come in later. Yeah. So, and I did meet Judd Nelson. He actually came in and recorded as I think Frank and I were leaving at one point. Yeah, and he just showed up. Yeah. I think Frank actually told the story about how he came in wearing his hat and everything. He had that hat from that I guess he got from a convention or something like that. It's got the Autobot symbol on it and whatnot. It's sort of a beanie hat. Yeah, so he came in wearing that hat and just looking awesome. That was my understanding anyway. My memory attaches those things together, so I'm pretty sure that's how we saw him. Because I just sort of walked into a room and like there he was hanging out, and I was like, oh, hi there. It was a really interesting set, because sometimes in this business you just like walk by something, it's like, oh, there's, oh my god, someone I really admire, and oh my god, there's someone else, oh my god, they're directing a what, they're doing a you just sort of never know what to expect, and that's kind of fun. But yeah, thank god we were working on the same show.
Yeah, definitely. And the fact that they brought him back to voice Hot Rod from
that's really fun.
The 1986 film, when in between it was Dick Gautier, I think, doing it. Yeah, doing voicing Rodimus, and then then when it came back to Transformers Animated, it was Judd Nelson. And then back to, which one was he in? Was it
Titans Return, and then I don't know. I think he shows up in Power of the Primes
in both
as well.
I think.
As well. Yeah, in both of those, the last two ones, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of the celebrities who were in the '86 film have already passed on, like Robert Stack. I mean, it wouldn't be about to voice. Yeah, because it's like, well, I suppose when you're talking about bringing back Susan Blue is cast as RC, but like she's not a Hollywood celebrity, but they still brought her back in like Transformers Animated and stuff like that. Have you met Susan Blue?
I have not met. No, I have not, unfortunately. If they're it seems like generally outside of our shows, I don't usually meet them. I mean, I have, that's not entirely true. At TFCon, I have met like Gary Chalk and a few other folks who are just delightful. Gary's such a cool dude. want to be as cool as Gary someday.
Yeah,
Gary's awesome.
he's doing TF Nation this August. I'm hoping to go and see him.
There you go. Excellent. Nah, he's a delight.
I'm excited. I'm really
Yeah.
excited to be my first TF Nation. So
yeah, that's gonna be great. Honestly, I love the TF Con stuff because it's like there's so much Frank is much more of the collector than I am. Like I don't know, all the ins and outs of everything, but Frank knows everything about all the toy lines and whatnot. So, if I'm just like, hey Frank,
I don't
I'm like,
either.
hey, yeah, I don't. Yeah, I just don't. I can't wrap my head around it. But that's what I have Frank for. That's what I have Starscream for. So, like, I mean, the last few TF cons ago, I bought I told my now wife that I would only get one Megatron thing. And to be fair, I was true to my word. The problem is it's this tall. It's this I don't remember which version it is, but it's a figure that's like huge and it's super articulated. All the fingers are articulated. You can superpose it and everything. It's great. It's sitting on my shelf right now. So yeah, so it's just fun to like cruise the hallways with like Frank, who knows what he's looking for and stuff, super helpful.
That's so cool. I'm just looking
Frank's
at another. Sorry.
No. Quite all right.
Yeah, Frank is the best. I did an interview with him and he was really lovely.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Let's talk about just real quick the Beach Buds. Now, I don't know much about the show. Is it a Disney show? I know Dino Andrade is in it.
Dino's the best. That show is actually super interesting because we actually did get to record that ensemble with everybody. And so it was all of us in the principal cast, and then usually a guest star or two would come in. And yeah, we all recorded sitting all together in the same room. We recorded something like 52 episodes, a pretty standard run. We recorded a whole season of it. And it was just spectacular. It's a super funny show. It's really cute. It's like it's for both adults and kids. Like it's got that kind of like, it's a little like SpongeBob in a way, in that like it's got like the humor in it can be really good, but also children can enjoy it as well. But it's got like the occasional like thing in there that like adults are like, I understand this situation because I too have worked in the service industry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's got that. And my character, Mr. Putu, is because I'll start at the beginning. Okay, so what it is the idea is like it takes place in Bali. And it's just a little island resort run by animals, which are little Balinese starlings. We thought they were penguins at first because we didn't know what they were, but they're Balinese starling birds, which are these gorgeous little white birds with blue on their eyes. So my character, Mr. Putu, is the one who runs the resort that's on the island here, the Zubak Resort, and he's mostly just lazy. He doesn't want to do anything. He just wants to nap. He's kind of annoyed when people bother him with their managerial problems. And it was also fun because I get to do sort of a very interesting character voice at that. It's not as low and growly as I usually do. So he's mostly just a whiner. And he's like, come on, Bio, do the thing for me. I don't want to do it myself. Do my taxes. Whatever. So that's always fun when you get to do, because mostly I'm cast for really deep guttural voices and things like that and really dark stuff and whatever. And so getting to do something silly and actually being able to do funny stuff and humorous stuff is always a delight. And we got to do it with, Dino Andrade, Austin Lee Matthews, Ryan Bartley, Kimlin Tran, like just a whole, Chris Smith, of course, like just a whole cast of like amazingly talented people that I loved working with. We're like a family now. We text each other all the time. We have like a big group text where we just update each other on stuff. And but currently, as I understand it, it's being shown, it's fully done. Like the whole season of the show is done.
Mm-hmm.
And it's being shown overseas in Southeast Asia on Disney Plus, and then it was being shown on, I think, some sort of ABC affiliate in Australia. So we're just sort of waiting it to come back here is what we're waiting on now. I'm not entirely sure why it hasn't. I think there's just some stuff to work out in like details about contracts and things like that I don't understand because I'm just an actor. But I think hopefully sooner rather than later it'll get over here and everybody can watch it and enjoy it, because I think it's supremely funny and it was a lot of fun to work on.
Well, I hope I get to watch it if it arrives on Disney Plus here in England.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think it's delightful. So I hope it gets on there sooner than later.
Yeah, and what I find really cool is that Dino's son, Connor, is a voice actor
Connor.
himself now.
He
He
is. That kid's
voices
amazing. He's a
Baby
good kid.
Grizzly in Wee Baby Bears. So
Yeah. That
yeah,
is true. Oh
I've
yeah.
I've noticed a trend of that. A lot of these famous voice actors and their children are now following in their footsteps. Like, you know who Carlos Alazraki is?
Oh yeah.
His daughter Riley voices Roktak in a Star Trek Prodigy on
Ah,
Paramount Plus.
yeah.
Yeah,
Our buddy Brooke Chalmers directed that show.
yeah, and let's see who else? Josh Keaton's children have done a bit of voice acting, so has Grady Lyle's children.
Mm-hmm.
That's yeah, it'd be cool
It's
if
just awesome, and especially Connor. Connor is a really hysterically funny kid, and he's just got such a great like youthful voice. Not, I mean, obviously he's a child, but
he's
yeah,
12.
no, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he turned 12 yesterday, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say I lost track at this point, but yeah, I mean, because he would come in sometimes to watch us record the Beach Buds, and he was great. So just a really energetic, great kid, and getting all this work. It's fabulous. And Dino's just a delightful dude, and I love him to death. And I'm just a fabulous father because Connor's such a great kid. Like, it's just all heartwarming stuff. It's just nice.
Yeah.
In these days of kind of doom and gloom, it's nice to just be like, oh, look at that.
Yeah, definitely. I'd hope to interview them both one day at the same time. That'd be really cool.
That would just save time.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because I think Connor's he's done a few other things as well, but I think Wee Baby Bears is probably his biggest acting credit to date.
I think so. Yeah.
And his character's on a billboard at is it Warner Brothers or something?
I think it's outside Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers in California. Like, why can't I be on a billboard? I want to be on a billboard.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think it's yeah. I think it's out there at the Warner Brothers lot.
Oh, that's so sweet. Well, hopefully I can chase them up after this interview and see if they're still interested potentially.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell them that I just spoke to you, so fingers crossed.
Oh, there you go. Absolutely.
Right, let's talk about War for Cybertron, the Netflix series. Have you met any cast members from the show? Any of your fellow cast members, apart from Frank Tatara?
Apart from Frank, yeah, Brooke Chalmers is in it, and he is a delight. Bill Rogers, I've also met. Bill Rogers is Wheeljack. And then I know that Frank and I both met Todd Haberkorn at one point.
Oh yeah, he's Shockwave, isn't he?
Yeah. And that was just sort of another one of those things where it's just sort of on the way out the door. It's like, oh, hey man, like, hey, good to meet you, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I think we did a podcast together as well. We did some sort of streaming something or other. But yeah, it was so ultimately I haven't met a whole lot of folks from that show because again, it's just so in and out, and who's recording when, and you don't necessarily see everybody. So I didn't meet a whole lot of folks from that, but the folks I did are all excellent. I know that I've met Keith Silverstein before, and he was Jetfire. Keith's great. Just a fabulous guy. So yeah, it was just, I don't think I've met, gosh, I don't even think it's safe to say I've even met like most of the cast. I think I've met a chunk of them, a small chunk, but not everybody. Yeah, it's hard to meet your castmates sometimes. You just sort of come across them on social media or Twitter or things like that.
Especially some of them living like across America, like Jake Fushi, who's in New York, who's Optimus. Have you met Jake?
I have not met Jake. No, good old Optimus. No, I haven't met him. He's an elusive fellow.
Isn't he only about 23 or something? He was born like the very late 90s.
That's as I understand it. Yeah, he's a younger dude.
98 he was born. So he's about 23, 24. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, hey, having a being able to be Optimus Prime at that age is pretty incredible. So
yeah,
I say go get him.
Yeah.
I haven't met Jake. I haven't had the opportunity. I know that we also follow each other on social media, but I haven't actually met him because I wasn't sure if he lived here or in New York or where. So
I think he does live in New York. A lot of the War for Cybertron cast members, I think, either live in New York or are from New York.
Or from New York,
but live in California. Yeah.
Oh yeah, a lot of New Yorkers out here. That's for sure.
Yeah. Did you record the show before the pandemic or during the pandemic?
Before. We didn't. I don't think. No, we'd already finished recording before the pandemic hit. Because we did it almost entirely sequentially. Because you just record a season, and then you record another season, then you record another season, and then you leave it to everyone to animate it and throw in the music and do all that. Yeah, exactly. And then we just don't hear, because that's the funny thing, is that sometimes people will be like, hunting for spoilers or whatever, and they'll ask us voice actors, and we're like, I don't know. I recorded that months ago and I don't remember. Like it, I don't log that stuff away because I just don't. Like, I'm so used to like, all right, I've recorded that, on to the next thing, on to the next thing. I've got this to do today, whatever. Like I'm so used to, all right, I did the thing, that moment is here. Now I'm gonna go. Because I just and that way it's kind of more fun because I get to see stuff fresh when it actually drops and is complete. So, it's kind of a relief in that way, I think.
Yeah, definitely. What cartoons did you grow up watching then, Jason?
Oh boy. I mean, I grew up watching, honestly, I loved Boomerang a lot. So I would watch, classic cartoons, a lot of Looney Tunes, Flintstones, Jetsons, like all the older stuff that they would show on Boomerang on Cartoon Network. I would watch a lot.
Yeah. Did you watch the original Transformers?
Nope. Wasn't really a Transformers guy.
Oh,
nope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry pardon for interrupting. I apologize.
No, not at all. And then I would watch Dexter's Lab and all the Gendy Tartakovsky-esque cartoons and all that. So I was pretty delighted by the slew of cartoons that we had back in the day, but I was never really a Transformers guy. It just didn't jive with me. I think it's because at that time I was so hyper focused on Star Wars, because when I was a kid I loved Star Wars, still do, but when I was a kid I really loved Star Wars, so that was always like kind of my thing. And because of that, like I wasn't super into Star Trek. I wasn't super into Transformers or anything like that. So that's why it's kind of funny when the audition for Megatron came across my board. I didn't really have any preconceived notions of like, well, Megatron sounds like this, or Megatron is like this, or whatever, I have to imitate this person or Frank Welker or anything like that. I was just kind of like, oh, Megatron. All right, well, let's figure out a voice for him. So that's kind of nice. I guess ultimately it was that I didn't really have any huge like Transformers knowledge going in. I don't know.
I didn't know if you stopped talking. I don't know. If you like Star Wars, do you still like Star Wars?
Oh yeah.
Let's talk Star Wars. Right.
Talk Star Wars.
Have you seen the Book of Boba Fett?
I have. Yep.
Good.
Watch the whole thing.
Good.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Oh yeah.
Good.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think that I saw an interesting breakdown of the Book of Boba Fett, which was almost that like spoilers for anyone who hasn't watched.
By the way, I'll do what sort of sign should I do? I'll do this when the spoilers have ended. Okay.
There you go.
Mute yourself now if you don't want to hear any spoilers.
Yeah. I just start gesticulating wildly, like, and then it explodes.
I love that Cad Bane appeared in episode 7.
Oh my god, that was so cool.
Corey freaking
and still
Burton.
Voiced by Corey Burton.
I love him. I'm in touch with Corey.
Oh my god.
I'm in touch with Corey.
Awesome.
I love him.
Oh my god.
He's so nice
So
to talk
good.
to. I love.
Oh, he's such a delight.
Have you met him?
I have not met him. No. But I love his work always, and I, especially as like a big time enjoyer of Disneyland and stuff. He does so many voices on like the tram system and stuff like that, and he's the Paul Frees replacement on the Haunted Mansion Holiday and things like that. So yeah, he's just a delight. His work is just incredible always. But yeah, Book of Boba Fett was I really enjoyed it, and I think that everybody just kind of wanted Boba to just like shoot fools and not talk or something, and it's like he almost died. And he's older now, and he's figured out that like life's not all about just this. Like life's all about, I got to figure out another way to do things and operate. I almost died being digested by this creature. Like, you think that's not going to change it, dude? Like, come on. And I thought, I don't know. I thought it was great, and it totally made sense as a next slot for this character. And Fennec Shand was great, and friggin' Tamara Morrison and Ming-Na Wen. I mean, they're just so cool together.
Yeah,
they're just so cool together.
I don't think Cad Bane's dead, because when Boba shot
I hope
him,
not.
His life thing was still blinking.
Yeah, I think he's still alive.
Corey,
they won't kill, I don't think they'll kill Cad Bane.
Corey's confirmed he's not dead.
Ooh.
Yeah, apparently it's from a deleted scene or something, and a deleted scene that didn't make it in. Apparently it proves that he's alive. So
honestly, I was waiting for him to show up in the Bacta tank at the end or something like that.
I literally cried, man. Right.
Oh, he was so good. He looked great too. That was a good
match. I know, yeah.
He looked
like,
really good.
And the fact that they didn't celebrity cast him, they kept Corey.
Exactly.
Bloody legends, man. I tell you
I
that.
blame the fact that Dave Filoni is involved. He seems to be doing a pretty good job of generally wanting to bring. I mean, Jon Favreau doing more, voices in there and stuff like that is great too.
Are we done with the spoilers?
I think so.
There you go. You can unmute now.
Yeah. All good.
Right. Anyway, in Boba Fett, no, I'm joking. I'm good. I'm not gonna say yeah. Right. So, Jason, have you got anything in the works as of yet? If you can say, NDAs.
The worst part about voiceover is that I can't tell you anything. But yeah, I've got a few fun things in the works that I actually have to record a little bit later tomorrow to continue on. Yeah. It's been a real blast working on a few things that I can't quite discuss just yet, but hopefully sooner than later I'll be able to drop that.
That sounds like fun. And
yeah. It's been great. I've been doing a lot of video game stuff lately too, which has been a lot of fun. I don't play video games, but I'm in them, so I don't really play them.
Not even Animal Crossing.
I just got a Switch finally, and that's on my list to grab. So I'll have to give it a try. I hear it's just like super relaxing.
It is. It's just pretty much my therapy for throughout the pandemic.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, then I guess I'll definitely have to grab it. Fair
enough.
It's
really sweet, honestly. You will not regret buying it. I promise you that, Jason.
Noted. All right.
And just a little quick mention. I don't want to go too much into it because talking about it too much upsets me. You're doing TFCon next month in Los Angeles. Are you looking forward to that? You and Frank are doing that, aren't you?
That's right, we are. In fact, we're debating actually getting a Starscream and Megatron print that we can like dual sign.
That's really good.
Exactly. I thought that'd be fun.
I mean this in the kindest way possible. Let's just hope Frank Welker doesn't show up, because then it'd be battle between the Megatrons.
Oh no, not at all. I don't think there'd be any competition. We just shake hands and be like, "Hey, man," because voice actors are really cool.
Would it be on a Megatron Starscream print? Would it be your signatures, Frank Todaro's, and then Frank Welker's? Because then you've got two Franks and then two Megatrons.
That is true. That is true. And then we just have to get like Steve Bloom or something to come in and sign for Starscream.
Love Steve Bloom. He's brilliant. He's in Hawaii now, isn't he?
That's what I understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
He got away from this place.
Yeah.
Not too long ago, I caught him at a Ren fair. We were at the Ren fair a few years ago before the pandemic, and I was like, wait a minute, Steve? He was just like hanging around dressed like a pirate, and I was like, right on, man, because I was too, so it was great.
What's a Rent fair?
Renaissance fair. It's yeah, it's one of those things. Fun times, actually. Yeah. Enjoy hitting those up when I can.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, if any of you guys are watching who, by any lucky chance, you happen to be in LA next month, you can meet Jason at TFCon.
Oh, yeah.
Along with my good friend, Frank Todaro, and many other. Actually, there's a lot of G1 voice actors going. I think there's Alan Oppenheimer, there's Neil Ross, there's Michael Bell. There's a lot of.
I've met them as well, Neil Ross and Michael Bell.
Have you met them?
Oh, yeah, they're delightful.
Oh, They were the first two people I interviewed, actually.
Oh,
yeah. In that order.
Oh,
it's Neil and
perfect.
Michael.
Yeah, we actually, when we do at TFCon, they do this thing that I'm sure you're aware of, where like there's a script read where you bring all the voice actors up. Yeah. And they've been in them both times as well. So yeah, it's fun. It's a good time.
Which TFCons have you... Excuse me. Which TFCons have you been to so far?
Oh gosh. Chicago was my first one. And that was, I think, after Combiner Wars, or when Combiner Wars was dropping. I'm not sure. And then after that, it's been here in LA at the, which thankfully is about a 10-minute drive from me.
Oh, so, wow.
Yeah. It's at a hotel that's about 10 minutes away. So that's great. Nice and convenient. So I can just hobble on home afterward,
Yeah. So is the TF Nation. It's at the Hilton in Birmingham, actually.
Oh, okay. Right on. So is that not too far off from you, or?
That's about, I'd say, an hour and a half drive.
Oh, okay. So that's not terrible.
It is. Yeah, an hour and 42 minutes.
Okay. So that's not too bad then.
Just before I wrap this up, I just want to point out a few things that I found on the TF Wiki, actually. Well, first of all, what I know this is not on the TF wiki. Which voice actors have you met at TF Con?
Well, as I said, Gary Chalk, Michael Bell,
Neil Ross.
Neil Ross,
Mhm.
and oh gosh, who else? I think actually Alan Oppenheimer, especially because Frank was so keen to meet him at I think a couple TF cons ago.
Aw.
Yeah, it was great. It was really, really lovely. So those are the main ones. It's one of those things where like you just sort of gather in the green room at a certain point, or like meet on the con floor or whatever, and you sort of meet everybody in passing.
You'll have to keep me updated from the green room this March.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll let you know what's up. Yeah.
Aw, that'd be really nice of you. Aww.
Of course.
No, I'm having a look. It says something for Smite. It says you voiced Megatron.
Yes, there's a Megatron skin in Smite.
Oh.
Yeah, and I came back for that. Yeah, I voiced Megatron, the Megatron skin there, and Frank is actually a Starscream as well in that, I believe.
I don't know who else is. I'm having a look. Smite Transformers skins, voice actors. I'm having a look on Reddit actually. Yeah, as I thought it might have been. Yeah, it's Jake's Optimus Prime. It's just been put on Reddit.
Prime.
Yeah. I just presume that because if it's you and Frank as Starscream, I always just presume it's Jake as Optimus. To be fair.
Yeah. Seems the way they go.
Show. I kind of want to get Jake.
You should. You should find. He's deeply hidden. I don't know how you contact him. I think you have to make a circle with candles, and you have to chant something into the night. Yeah, exactly. I think that will summon him.
Yeah. I don't have. There is no War for No, there is War for Cybertron merchandise. I don't have it though. The only figure I have is a Studio Series 86 Jazz. Voiced by the wonderful Scatman Crothers. I love him.
Scatman Crothers.
Love him. He's the best jazz voice. Looking back at TF Wiki, it says, prior to voicing Megatron, you voiced Optimus Prime in an episode of Bat in the Sun's Superpower Beatdown.
That is true.
Really? Yeah. Can I hear your Optimus impression?
This is Optimus Prime, and I'm rolling out, or whatever the line is.
Oh, that sounds really good.
Yeses. Thank you.
That sounds really good.
Thank you. Yeah, it was fun. That was
as you know, not good. Great.
Oh, why? Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm so used to doing Megatron that it's weird. It's weird to do Optimus Prime. Because even not growing up with Transformers stuff, you play a character for long enough, and you're sort of like, this one's my favorite. Like, I don't need any of these other ones. Optimus Prime,
Well, David Kay's been doing it. He's been Optimus and Megatron. So.
Yeah, it's true.
He's doing TFCon. You can. I've interviewed him. Right. Yep. Fun. Let's have a look. What else is there? And the final thing I'd like to point out is you can do a really good Mark Hamill impression.
Yes, for a little bit there, I did a Mark Hamill joke thing for a while, and it was somewhat profitable. And I've mostly auditioned with it for a while now, but yeah, that was a time that existed before time began.
Wow!
Can you stop biting my hand, please?
Oh, it
She's like, Dad, Hecate? What are you doing? I'm
Hecate,
like,
is that a name?
Hecate.
Hecate. Hecate.
Yeah.
Oh, the sweet little kitty.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to Wales Comic Con in April to meet John Glover, who was the Joker in, I think, Batman. Yeah.
John Glover? Oh, John Glover was the Riddler in the animated series.
Yeah, he was Riddler. Sorry, not Joker. Yeah, Joker was Mark. If they got Mark Hamill, if they get Mark Hamill, I swear I will be.
John Glover is so cool. He's my favorite Riddler voice, and he's just like, I love finding interviews with him and like podcasts with him. He's so interesting and so funny.
I think at this Comic-Con you've got John, they've got Will Friedle and Kevin Conroy.
Oh, there you go. Get Batman himself. Of course.
Oh
my gosh, and him and John Glover would be so fun together, I'm sure.
Yeah, and
that's awesome.
Will is Bumblebee in Transformers Robots in Disguise 2005.
Oh yeah, he was.
Transformers Rescue Bots and Transformers Prime when he gets those bots back. So I'm looking forward to meeting him as well.
Yeah, and of course he was Terry McGinnis in Batman Beyond. So
and Ron Stumble in Kim Possible.
That is
and
true.
He was in Boy Meets World as well.
Yeah, he's in everything.
Yeah,
He's in my house, I'm pretty sure. Like, he's just everywhere.
Is that
Forever.
Is that silhouette I've seen walking past at some point?
Yeah, that's Will Ferrell. Yeah, I just haven't let him out yet. I haven't told him where the door is. He's mine now.
No, I'm not. Like that. Well, I like to ask one final thing about yourself. Sure. I know this is going to sound a bit silly, but if you could describe yourself in one word, what would it be?
Ooh, that's tricky. Because that's something like, you don't want to compliment yourself too hard, but you also don't want to be mean to yourself. Eclectic, I'll say. Odd. Something like that. Just because like I collect a lot of strange things, and I in my bedroom I have a pump organ from the early 1900s.
Wow.
Just random weird things that I collect and have all over my walls, and I collect odd art pieces and things like that, and very gothic strange things sometimes. And I mean, my lighting in here is like flickering like that on purpose, and just very mysterious and spooky. So I don't know, I guess that works, because I ever since moving out here, I've finally been like, you know what, I should just embrace being kind of weird. So I've just sort of started recollecting like odd things that I enjoy. So I'm gonna go with that.
I find really cool that voice actors, I know it sounds, of course they do. They have a hobby outside their voice acting careers. Like, now I can just picture your version of Megatron playing a pump organ. I can picture Frank's Megatron flying a plane because Frank's a pilot. Peter Cullen rides horses. Optimus Prime riding a horse.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Perfect.
Right. I think that comes to the end of our interview. But I can't think of any more questions unless you want to ask me any questions.
No, I'm just delighted to be here. So I mean, hey,
I'm glad we figured out a time.
Yeah, we finally did it. Yeah, I'm tough to nail down, but it's been done. Sometimes my schedule is annoyingly fluid. But yeah, no, this was delightful. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Jason, where can we find you on social media?
You can find me I've finally consolidated my names into just one, and it's just the letter J, Marnoka. So just J Marnocha. That's on Instagram, Twitter, and those are really the only two that I use. So find me on Instagram and Twitter. I used to have a Facebook fan page, but I just trying to move away from Facebook, So yeah, but Instagram and Twitter at J Marnoka.
Terrific. Right. So with that, I'll end this interview here. This is so awkward. I'm so sorry.
No, not at all.
To you at home, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for just sticking with me and Jason. I do appreciate it. Go subscribe to me. Go follow Jason on social media. And with that, I'll leave you there. Stay safe. Stay happy. Be kind to yourself. And me, Jason, and Jason, what?
You've been Jasoned. Whatever that means.
Me, Jason, and Hecate. We'll see you around. Bye.
Bye.
Cut.
Nice.
Cut.
Nice. Get the clapboard.